Today we're going to look at the terrace layout, okay? Well, we've been working here for 16 days, my mom and I, and we've been able to make a lot of progress. We've completely finished the lower front part, and the bathroom is halfway done. The terrace area right outside the house is already starting to take shape. However, last Sunday my computer broke. Well, actually not the computer itself, the battery broke. What happened? On Monday I had to go look for an extra battery. We went to several places and finally managed to find one. The problem with this battery is that, well, I'm not really very knowledgeable about these things either. So the thing is that the battery gives the computer less power than what the computer needs. Therefore, I can't work while it's charging, or I work and it doesn't charge, or it charges and I don't work. This whole thing I'm telling you at the beginning is just to let you know that this video is pretty much improvised. You could say it's just so you have a video this Sunday. In fact, today is Friday and I have to edit it on my phone so it's ready for Sunday. Anyway, it's a lot of things, a lot of little details, but I don't want to ramble on too much because, well, things happen. That's life for you. The thing is, I took advantage of it since we're already starting with the front part. Ivan recently posted a video showcasing various materials. So I wanted to explain to you clearly what we've decided, what we've chosen, and how we're going to install it. So the first thing is that I'm going to make a small sketch. Like I said, I can't do it on the computer, so I'm going to do it freehand. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, so here, oh shoot, I hit myself. I have some sheets here, so we're going to use them. Actually, I did this as inspiration for the bathroom. This was kind of the idea, well, the bathroom as it was before, and a few inspiration photos. Honestly, it's starting to have a vibe already. There's still much to do, but it's progressing. I thought it had pages. We'll just use the one on the back. Here are the columns, let's say, coming out of the house, and the terrace goes more or less like this. It's rectangular. I'm going to tell you exactly how long and wide it is. The whole thing is about 85 square meters with a length of 14 and a width of 6 or 10. Well, the scale, it's going to be just an estimate, kind of made up, let's put it that way. There will be two separate areas. Here will be the resting area and here will be the dining area. Therefore, for the dining area, the idea is to put down tiles because we thought there were several alternatives. There was the possibility of putting down grass. We could also use composite tiles or just leave it as regular flooring with mortar. Regular flooring with mortar was completely ruled out. I love grass, but for eating, I think if crumbs and stuff fall, it's gonna be a bit of a hassle. Having to sweep it and clean it, vacuum it, so while eating, crumbs will definitely fall. And the composite, since there's a small gap between one plank and another, well, we thought that maybe food could also slip through in between. It would be less convenient to clean as things could accumulate underneath, attracting bugs and other pests. So in the rest area, even though you can eat there, it won't be as often as in the area where you actually eat. Because in the end, little things will definitely fall and they would end up under the composite. Therefore, out of the alternatives, we'll go with the tiles. So in this area, we're going to install large format tiles. Each tile is 120. In fact, we've already started installing these tiles and now I'm going to show you one ahead. And this would look more or less like this. We've made a large area of tiles. Because if you put, of course, this house is for a lot of people. So if you put a lot of chairs, we thought it might still end up being too small. So we've made quite a bit of space. The table would be like this. There's plenty of space so you can get in easily, sit down and eat comfortably. Here would be the chairs counted for 10 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in case 12 people come, well, on the sides, we've placed the tiles like this, lengthwise, and we've placed, well, I'm missing one row. Like this, we've placed 5 like this and 4 across, 2, 3, and 4. It would go around here. We haven't finished them, we're still in the process, but we've run out of mortar. These tiles are 120 by 60, that would be the size of each tile. And we're laying them in a straight line. We're not placing them edge to edge. Honestly, it's turning out beautiful, the whole set. Why did we put it like this? Well, we've centered these two columns and the door is more or less around here. But we're going to make a little path centered between the two pillars. So, well, this would be the entrance door to the house. And here it would start with one tile, another tile, until you reach, let's say, the dining area. It would be like the path up to here. On one hand, this is the outdoor dining area. On the other hand, there's the resting area. In the resting area, we're going to put the composite, as I mentioned. Here is the railing that leads to the stairs. Therefore, we are going to install composite slats that will be about 320 wide and 4.20 long. Here you can see everything looks much more cramped. Like I said, the proportions are a bit estimated because this should be a little bit longer. And the composite slats. Well, I still haven't decided if we're going to place them like this or like this, but looking at it, it seems like it looks better in a straight line like this. And my idea is to place one long row and one short and one long. That is, to lay the composite in a staggered pattern. In the resting area, well, as its name suggests, it's for resting. So the idea is to place some hammocks, some chairs like armchairs. A hammock that our followers gave us, which we've already painted and washed. Anyway, it turned out super cute, and it's also going to look really cool in that area. It's an area for enjoyment, and I wanted to take the opportunity to make a more covered area. Well, for when the rainy season comes and it's constantly raining, I wouldn't like to leave all the material out in the open and have it start looking bad. Therefore, the idea was to put up a tent in one of the two areas, and that way in winter, set up the table, the chairs. The table will be extendable, so it can be made smaller and we can place it.
Well, everything will be under a roof, so to speak, so it won't be getting wet all the time.
So imagine that here there will be a couple of hammocks. Well, actually more like a little sofa here. Here the little hammock so you can lie down, and here two little armchairs. Anyway, there will be different little things. Let's pretend this is the floor. And then here comes the tent dilemma. We were considering whether to put the tent here or here. Actually, the proportions turned out terrible. Because basically this is 240 long, and 240 plus 240 is 480. Therefore, this line should be longer than this one, and 60 for the 5 rows we're going to place 3 meters. So here we're counting that it's 320 by 420, 3 meters by 480. Therefore, with the issue of the shade, we finally decided to set up the tent here. Now my pen isn't working. Ugh, that's just what I needed. Here is where the wooden tent would go. It's going to measure 3 by 4 meters, so we're going to leave 20 centimeters, 10 on each side. That way it won't fall right on the edge, but rather with a bit of distance, you know, all the way to the end, to the corners. When it's the rainy season, we'll take all of this here and plant it under the tent area. I would love that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not, but I would love for the tent to have like this little roof. You know, the kind that's slanted, like the typical roof of a pagoda that goes, you know, slanted upwards. I think it could look super cute. In fact, I have some little logs and stuff. I also thought about using bamboo canes placed side by side to make a little roof for a more Balinese look. I'm not sure though. And the other thing I'm not sure about is whether to put tiles just up to here or to continue the path all the way to the end, leaving this gap. Like this, in the drawing, I kind of like it better if it continues. Seeing it like this loose tile, I'm like, I don't know. It feels like something's missing there. It looks kind of unfinished. And so here, to avoid roasting and horrible heat, the idea is to put up a sunshade. I mean, it would go around here, and here it would, let's say, be like this. A sunshade that would cover us, and that could also be moved. In fact, we already have it here, and it's movable, so we can adjust it to cover the whole table. The sunshade actually is, if I'm not mistaken, 340 by 450 or something like that, so it covers the table pretty well. This is kind of the idea for the terrace, the two different areas. You might say there's a lot of mortar here. What are we going to do? We're going to lay sod here. Boom, 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 boom. And in between each slab, there will be grass. I mean, all of this will be grass. It'll be kind of like the annex, the connecting point between one area and the other, right? Because there will be grass everywhere, even on this side over here. Here are the stairs to go down to the lower part that we've already fixed up, and I think we'll extend the grass all the way to here. And we've been talking about this because we're not sure if in this area here, when the tent area ends, to put down small stones, but I think it will be more comfortable to walk if we put grass. Oh, I'm going to paint the table from here. And from here we'll put down the small stones, which would lead us to the other area. I'm not sure if that's clear, but this would be a bit of the concept for the terrace. Alright, and now let's take a look at the materials. As I mentioned, I already have them here. So I can show you. For each of the areas, I'm going to take this little paper and I'll show you what's going to go in each place. As promised, I'm sharing a glimpse of what we've implemented so far. These are the tiles, so you can also see that the design of the tile is spectacular. This design is very light, but at the same time it has those little marks that make it more original, more beautiful. And also, if something falls on it, the dirt will be less noticeable, right? It's more disguised with little veins like these here. This is how it will look together with the grass. This is a small sample. Actually, there's just a little piece of ground here. There should be 3 more rows here. But we ran out of mortar, so we could only lay 2. But well, more or less, you can already imagine it. It's there in that area over there, which is this one here, is where the pergola will go. This color of composite flooring is going to be used, which I think is spectacular. It's a wood grain color, but actually it's made of polyvinyl chloride. And we have to install it with those guides over there. These guides will go side by side at a certain distance from each other. If I remember correctly, it's 30 centimeters and then the composite flooring goes right on top. From here, we exit the house, right? So here are the 2 columns I mentioned. Let me figure out how to put this small piece of paper away. So right in the middle will be the little path that will come out, like from here. And from here, you'll be laying the little tiles until you get here, which will already be besides the dining area. And the parasol, which we already have fully open, and we're actually using it because we're roasting here while laying the tiles. So we open it and it's much easier for us, we don't get so hot. Right now, we have it closed because we're eating inside. The small chairs you'll see were restored after we found them in the dumpster. And over here, the hammock from the followers that I mentioned, which is also fully restored, and you'll see this soon as well. It turned out adorable. And here's the grass, which you've already seen right by the floor. You can see that it looks super pretty, but I love it because it's very long. The grass is really long, so it looks more natural. And the color isn't a super intense green. When the green is really intense, it looks more artificial. And this one has, well, this little hair inside, kind of brown, which makes it look really natural, and it has different shades of green. On the other hand, we have this here, which is mainly for hiding the tent, so that when it's really sunny, you can use it as a curtain, let's say, although I still need to decide whether to put it there or use it for something else I have in mind. And finally, this log cover. Wait, not finally. I'll show you the table and some accessories in a moment. This is a natural log cover. So this is what I would like to use for the pagoda style tent. Let's call it that. We'll call it the pagoda tent. So I think this on the little roof could look really nice. Although it would be on the inside, since on the outside I would like to put these polyvinyl chloride sheets so that the rain doesn't get in. These would go on top and underneath that so that it would be visible at first. I'm uncertain if we should do it the other way around. I've come here to a little corner so I can talk to you all without all the noise and commotion. I will show you the table we plan to set up. Assembling it is our next task. Hey, as soon as I finish this video, we'll get started on it, and I'm also going to open the box to show you the 2 little armchairs we're going to set up. Also in the resting area, in the chill out zone, the relaxation area. These materials came from Brico Dépôt yesterday. I also need to show you the tent. This is the tent, and I'm still not sure if I'll keep it this color. And we'll just varnish it, or maybe paint it white or black. Honestly, it's just the 2 extremes. I mean, either this color or white or black. I don't know what you all think. If one thing or the other would look better, I'm really leaning toward this shade, but I'm not sure. I have doubts that, for example, Ivan likes it black, my mom likes it white. There are several opinions. The table is this one here. The VAO model is made entirely of aluminum and has wood on top, which is also aluminum. It's actually an imitation wood. And the legs are black and the sofas are in the chill out area. These are the 2 little armchairs, which are actually swivel chairs. They're super pretty. I saw them in the store. Is this design here? Is this rattan imitation? I love it. They're amazingly beautiful. With the cushions in beige color. Honestly, I can't wait for you to see the progress. Everything is turning out so beautiful. I'm so happy. But anyway, tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. Sunday. Today is Saturday. No, today is Friday. On Sunday, we're going home, and there, calmly, I'll buy a new charger, edit and upload all the videos for you to see. I hope to do it as quickly as possible. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Big kiss! See you soon on the channel.